Hello. Hey, everyone. I see people piling in here. Wow, dozens and dozens. Welcome.
That's that's great. Like a lot of names, a lot of people we saw at leadership school. Great to see you on here. How
Yes.
cool was it? Was leadership school, guys? I mean, it was nice getting together with everybody.
Great being in person. Great to see our fellow unfranchised owners from around the world, a true global experience. And man, the content was just incredible. So much great feedback from everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tribute in the beginning where the audio was playing and it was black and then the light came on and then the light would change with the words. I mean, I was like, we hadn't seen that yet. And so I was like, whoa, and of course, I don't think there was a dry eye in the room. And how strong is Lauren Reitinger to go on stage after that and speak?
Right.
Wow. Unbelievable, right?
Absolutely. And not to mention, we were able this time, I think for the first time ever, feature speakers from Taiwan, from Singapore, like that speak in their mother tongue, their native language. Just absolutely phenomenal. And Lauren closing us out on day 3. Just did a fantastic job. But one of the things we did launch at Leadership School is the reason why we're here tonight is the digital, the online home shopping list. So that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, and for those of you really quick too, AC, for those of you in the chat, some of you guys are saying where you're tuning in from, we love that. Anytime we're talking about something and you want to throw something, so what was your favorite part of Leadership School? Throw it in the chat. We always love to hear from you guys, so it's a little more interactive, even though this is more of a one-way street on the communication side, but we love hearing your feedback as well.
Yeah. Well, as the room is filling in, I think it's good for us to get started with our agenda tonight, and just so everybody knows how it's going to flow tonight. We will be talking about the new digital home shopping list. We'll show you where to find it, how to access it, and then after that, we're going to stop the screen share and then get into a nice discussion between the 3 of us, and the 3 of us to talk about how to use it for with different people in our businesses and in our sphere of influence. So you're more than welcome to participate in the conversation as well in the chat. Use the Q&A if you must, and we'll do our best to try to move us along and handle and answer every question. But this is a brand new tool that we've got. Well, it's not exactly a brand new tool. It has been tried and true, and it's been a tool that's been around for since for over 2 decades. I assume. I haven't been here that long, but maybe we'd start off, Jason, by going through the original home shopping list. What do you guys say about that?
Yeah, Andrew, you are right. I mean, tried and true, right? The original, the OG home shopping checklist, right? And still available. You can still order this, and still a great tool to use. Certainly when you're in person, has all of the different categories of products that we have. Someone can check the boxes. They flip it over, and on the carbon copy on the backside has our corresponding MA branded products. So it shows the depth and the breadth of the products that, we like to say, people are already using every single day, right, Cullen?
Absolutely. One of the number 1 tools in our toolbox forever. And the reason why is people are doing our business anyways and not getting paid for it. And I learned a long time ago from one of our veterans, one of our pioneers, Steve Harris. Everybody fill it out. Most families are checking off between, anywhere from 40 to 70 products. Even a single person is checking off at least 10. And what's fascinating is, Steve would always say, okay, all right, Jason, we're going to make you order all 40 right now. And Jason's like, oh no, like, all right, I still have to run out of stuff at my house, and then I'm just kidding. How about we pick out 1 or 2 And I would highly suggest that everybody leads them to one or two that could be life-changing for them, something that would really make an impact. Because after we get them on one or two and get them results, then adding on 3, 4, 5, adding share, easy breezy.
Yeah, and they're relieved at that point. Oh my goodness, I don't have to buy 20 or 30 or 40 products. There, I can certainly support my friend or my family member with, one or two. So it is a great tool, not only just for customers, but in terms of business building. What is step 2 of our MPCP, the 5 steps, right? Step 2 is to create BV, and there's no better way to let the light bulb go off for someone when they fill out a home shopping list. Cullen, I know that you use this in like HBPs, home business presentations, or even in the coffee shop, sitting down with someone showing the plan. Comes to create BV. How do we create BV? Well, here, let's have you check off some of these items in this home shopping checklist tool. And then we can tally it up and say, look, you're already, checked off 10, 20, 30 items. That's how you can create BV. You're doing it anyways. So I love this tool. It's going to be a staple in my folio when I go out for my in-person meetings. It's going to be a great tool for in-person HBPs. But now, Andrew, as you said, now it's been enhanced, and we know a lot of you are using Zoom or doing online business presentations. You're doing a part 1 and a part 2, and it's hard. It's hard. What are you gonna do? Fax this over, right? You're not gonna fax over this home shopping checklist and then have them fax it back or scan and email it. So using an online version of this tool, it gets the same, if not better, results at a FAR, or even one-on-one. We're going to talk a little bit about how to use the online version here soon. But yeah, this home shopping checklist is not going away in the print form. It's just being enhanced with the online version.
Awesome. Now, let's talk about where we can access the home shopping list online. Now, there are several places we can find it. Well, the first one, of course, is on unfranchised.com. Simply go to the business tab at the top and select the home shopping list. It will bring you to a landing page where you can do a number of things, where you can invite customers to take the home shopping list, where you can invite your teammate to take the home shopping list. You can manage the home shopping list results that have been, that you have sent out. And of course, that's where you can take your own home shopping list as well as a UFO. On unfranchised.com as well, you can access home shopping lists from your customers' pages. So, each of our customers has their own profile page. And at the bottom of that page, there's a neat little button called Share Home Shopping List. That's where you can send it out directly to a customer as well. We'll go through an example of that tonight. But we also have the home shopping list available on shop.com. Now it's available on shop.com in 2 spots. So one on the left, the top left of the site, where you've got the categories menu, or the hamburger menu, as some people call it. And when that drop down menu comes up, you'll see the home shopping list there as the top, one of the top items listed in, after the categories. On shop.com as well, on the right side, if you click on the icon, like your My Account icon, it'll also provide you with a drop down, and you'll be able to find the home shopping list on there as well, where you can complete your home shopping list on shop.com and get a preferred customer experience through that. Now, of course, we can send and invite, our customers to take the home shopping list through our unfranchised marketing app. And Jason and Cullen, one of the reasons why I like the using the app is because in the unfranchised marketing app, you can copy the link and you get notified whenever somebody clicks on that link. So if you're communicating with a customer not via email, but I've got some customers that I text with all the time, I'm using the unfranchised marketing app instead to send them the home shopping list, and when they click on it, it takes them to the shop.com experience as well. So these are where you can access the home shopping list. Jason, you want to take us for a run? Oh, by the way, we did mention that when we do send out the emails, either through share, let's say I went to my customer's profile page on unfranchise.com where I'm managing my customer. I can click on share home shopping list and I can send them an email. This is what the email looks like. I sent this to myself. I have a US customer account. And what I found, and this is something for us to keep note of. You guys are wondering who this person is. That's my legal name. That's my Chinese name. But what I found was that it didn't show up in my inbox. Then I went to spam and I went to junk and I couldn't find it there either. I found out that Google just put it automatically into the promotions, my promotions, what do you call this, folder. So, do notify your customers, let them know ahead of time. It may have dropped into the promotions folder if you're using a Gmail account, because the email will be coming from shop.com. It won't be coming from Unfranchise. It won't be coming from your personal email. And all they've got to do is to click on that, and then it'll take them through the home shopping list experience. So I'm going to pass the screen share over now to Jason, who's going to talk us and walk us through a real live demo on of using the home shopping list online.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and great tip on that when you're sending out emails. Some email servers do that, right? They're trying to filter out and help you with your inbox. So because it's coming from shop.com, it's going to go into the promotions folder there. But that's another reason why I love using the marketing app, because it's going to, if you text it, it's going to go right to them. If you email it, it's going to be right coming from you. So you are going to ensure that it gets to their inbox. And I mean, I love the tracking capabilities. You're going to get notified that they received it and that they opened it and that they actually completed it. How many times have we sent someone something and we're not sure if they actually did it or not, right? So the marketing app is a great way to get it to them and make sure that when they do complete it, you get that notification in an email from your unfranchise.com that you've got a customer that completed the home shopping list. So let's take a look. Go ahead, Cullen.
As Jason's pulling this up, one other note, it's important to always note that we're a one-to-one marketing company. And it's super important that we're always building relationships versus mass marketing. Mass marketing is just posting on social media or emailing all your friends and family and hoping somebody's going to buy from you. And that is the worst thing to do, because ultimately it just shows you just want to make a sale. And we know we're in business to build relationships and have a solid customer base of repeat buying customers ordering our products over and over and over and over again. That takes a little process in the beginning to get to know our customers better and how can I help you? And that's why this tool is so valuable, but you want to one-to-one market it.
And I'm so glad you said that, Cullen, because as we have these tools to be able to share the home shopping list, I'm going to walk you through where to find it on unfranchise.com and also speak directly to what Cullen just mentioned, because you might think you're saving time and just blasting it out, but it's going to be really ineffective, because that's that mass marketing, mass communication. So when you go on to unfranchise.com, obviously is a couple quick highlights, right? Icon 2023. We are so looking forward to that event. It's going to be here before you know it. We've got the what are you going to do with the Dash Challenge? We've got the retailing contest. You're on mute, Cullen. Cullen, you're on mute, buddy.
He's saying, keep going.
All right. Okay, so here we go. So on Unfranchise.
Oh, I guess you got to unmute sometimes. See, I get so excited.
Go for it. You got something you want to share?
No, all I was going to say is who is going for the challenge? Throw it in the chat, man. If you're in on the 90-day fast track, I have a few people in our personal organization who've already sponsored one. Some have sponsored two. Well on their way. Everyone is on fire. So throw your name in the chat if you're in on it, man. You want to be going for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to support all of you as well. So here we are on unfranchise.com. If you go to business, almost about a third of the way down, you'll see reports, customers, organizations, services, and here it is, home shopping list, right? Its own menu item. When you click on it, it goes to the landing page for the home shopping list. So it shares a little bit about the home shopping list, how to complete it yourself. And then here you can invite your prospects. and then of course invite your teammates. So let's talk a little bit about completing it yourself. I think the most important person to complete the home shopping list first is you as an unfranchised owner. And certainly something I think all of you should do tonight, if you haven't done it already, is to experience the online home shopping list. So when you get to this page, you click on complete my home shopping list. Now, this one's already been completed. So let me back it out to the page before, which will load when you first go to that screen if you haven't taken it already. It's going to be a digital online version of the checklist that we talked about on the paper form. Each of the categories, water filter, cleaning needs, you just do a little checkbox of anything that you're using in your household or would like to use, right? So we already have some of these that I've done previously. And at the bottom, you'll get to a view recommendations tab. And when you click on that, it's going to bring you to a page that has the unfranchised cost, right? People say, well, I don't know, how much is it going to cost me to transfer my buying habits and convert my spending into earning? Well, here it is. You get the unfranchised cost, but look what I love, guys. I love, this is something that is not available on the paper sheet, is the associated BV. Andrew, do you love that or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Because now, let's say, I'm doing this, and I'm showing myself as a brand new unfranchised owner. I can complete this, and now all of a sudden, I've got I can see how much BV I'm actually consuming in my household. Really great for new business owners and for existing business owners to come back and sort of check again to see, hey, what aspects am I missing from converting my spending to earning. But right now we do have this currently only in BV. The IBV items will not show just yet, but we are coming up with a phase 2, a phase 2 enhancement of this home shopping list. So the IT team, the team is working on getting that going. But having the BV there is already great. Yeah. So yeah,
that's
great.
right. I mean, always looking to enhance the experience for everyone. So this is for an unfranchised owner completing it themselves. And the nice thing is that it's always going to be current and relevant with the products available and the associated BV and pricing. So it's a live, living and breathing document for you as an unfranchised owner. So that's you as an unfranchised owner taking it yourself. But let's talk about why you might want to have your prospect. Now, I love that we have it as invite your prospects, and it's not necessarily just invite your customers, because I think this is an incredible business building tool. Like I said, when you can take someone through the business plan and show them, demonstrate the amount of BV that they can, right out of the gates, they're already spending the money that they can convert into their unfranchised business. It's a game changer. So in a great follow-up one-on-one, you can walk through, the home shopping list and the results. So they have to be one of your registered customers, right? In order for you to use this part of the tool. And what you do is you literally just click on a name. And at the very bottom, it says it right here, share home shopping list. And when you share that home shopping list, what it's going to do is bring you to a neat little dialog box where we've got a message already pre-written. But to Cullen's point, you don't want to check off multiple customers or multiple business partners and try and blast it out. You want to personalize it. We're a relationship building company, a one-to-one company, right? So Andrew, wouldn't you recommend that our partners here really customize this message for themselves towards the person they're sending it to?
Right, absolutely. In fact, I'd recommend having a conversation beforehand, and then this message here doesn't have to be all that long. It could be something like, "Hey, this is what we talked about. Check off as many items as you can, and let's get together. Let's get together again next week to go over your selections." And Jason, if you just type in that message box, let's say if you want to personalize that a little bit, if you just type it in, let's say type in a message, you'll see that below in the preview, it will automatically start to populate. So one of the things I did realize from doing this is I would avoid putting the name there, because it'll say Dear Andrew, or Dear, in this case it is AAACBK. That's the name of the test customer we're using. But so that's one thing. And the second thing is, you don't need to put a sign off either, because what doesn't show in the preview is that you'll actually it'll actually have your name as the sign off. So all you've got to do is put in the body of the text, and you'll see that it is it's in the message preview. You get to see what the customer actually receives.
And there it is. It's that simple to send it out to a customer or prospect that's in your customer list. Now, the other thing is the process is very similar in your unfranchised marketing app. So real quickly, let me stop sharing here, and I'll show you on my phone. If you go to your marketing app under quizzes and questionnaires, there's a little shopping cart on a keyboard, and that's the home shopping list, right? So you can literally just click on that, right? And then it brings you to the tool where you can share it to your contact, right? So right from there, it brings up the same message that you can then take that message, personalize it, and send it out. And again, give someone a heads up and say, hey, I'd like you to take the home shopping list. This is what we had talked about. And then they go through the same process, but then you get the notifications when they opened it, and then they did it. I actually did this with customers as soon as it was live, and the response has been incredible. Now, when they open that email, Andrew, or they open the text message, Cullen, they click on the link, they end up on yourshop.com, and it's going to ask them to log in with their preferred customer login. And it's just the same checklist, but it's on shop.com.
Right.
It's on shop.com. And when they complete it, you're going to get a notification, just like some of our other quizzes and questionnaires.
Right. And do note that, when the customers complete it on Shop, they will not see the BV. But when you're seeing their results on Unfranchised, you'll see the BV amount as well. So you can see how much BV that customer can potentially create.
And I think it's super important to note at this point, the reason this works, it's worked on paper, and the reason it's going to be even more effective in the online format is because it's simple, it's fast, it's efficient, and allows somebody to click on the code, and it takes them right to the product, and they put it in their cart. This is, and we got a lot of great tools. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, everyone would agree with that, but this one is second to none. Now, a lot of people are going to overthink this and say it's not complex enough for you. And I'm going to say, listen, simple works, complicated is fascinating, and stay away from fascinating, and just go with what's duplicatable. Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Cullen has called me fascinating a number of times in our meetings, and now I know what it means.
That's not true, AC.
But yeah, what's simple is duplicatable, right? And this is something that we want anyone and everyone to be able to use effectively. I mean, you either want to grow your business or not. And let's give you some tools that make it simple to do so. So that's how you can invite a customer or prospect either on the Unfranchised Marketing app or unfranchised.com. But there's two other things that we want to highlight. And the next one is inviting your business partners, right? Inviting your teammates to take the home shopping list. Now, why might you want to invite your teammates to take the home shopping list?
So they take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
100% of 100% of their 100% of their BV is still your BV as well. And we want to be able to help our teammates identify products that they can use in the household that are BV generating products, which will help them, build up more personal testimonials, will help them in their retailing. But one thing to keep in mind right now, as of today, when you click on invite teammates, you will only see teammates that you have personally sponsored. in that list. So do keep that in mind. However, we are working on an enhancement to sort of expand that a little bit. The reason we keep it right now to currently only personal sponsors is, one, we want to make sure that when you sponsor somebody new into the business, you're responsible for them, and you've got to, you send them the invite. So we got to give the sponsor, make sure that the sponsor upholds like their responsibilities. But for the technical reason on the back end is we don't want it to take 20 minutes for the page to load for some of you that have larger organizations. So we don't want to overload the system with too much data when they're coming into to this page. So we are working on some things. Now, when I say we, it makes it sound like I'm part of it. I'm just reaping the benefits. But Jeremy Fenema and his team are working tirelessly on making sure they're enhancing this and make it a better product. It already is a great product, but they're going to continue to improve it. So do keep note of that one thing.
And if you are somebody that has taken it yourself, it started with you. You've already taken this home shopping list digitally online yourself. Please type a 1 in the chat. That would be awesome.
No, I'm going to type a 1, 2. Okay. Now, have I taken it twice, Cullen? Do I put an 11?
So the nice thing is that you can go back in and update it as well. So when you go to that home shopping list homepage and you click on complete home shopping list, it's going to bring you to the recommendations. But if you want to update it, just go to the very bottom and go back, and you can kind of fill in and update it if you'd like. So when you're inviting your business partners, just like Cullen had mentioned earlier, let's focus on one-to-one. Hey, I really like you to take the home shopping list. You check off the checkbox next to their name, and you click send invite, and it comes up with a very similar modal that we talked about before. You're going to customize the messaging here and then send it, right? And then you can send it off to your unfranchised owner, and then they'll get that email. And when they log in to do it, they're going to be doing it from unfranchised.com, not from shop.com, because they obviously have a login to unfranchised. So now that we're creating all this data, we want to get access to the information, right, Cullen and AC?
Yes,
You got
sir.
it.
So under the home shopping checklist, homepage here, we've got a button, Manage Home Shopping List. And when you click on that, it's going to list the results from any of your customers or prospects, as well as your unfranchised owners, and what their status is. Right here, you can see that was sent. This one is self-completed. This one is completed. And there's a little legend down here, whether it was opened, maybe it wasn't completed yet, self-completed. Maybe you want to resend. Maybe it's, been a week or two and you want to just, hey, we had sent that over, but you hadn't filled it out yet. But on any of these, you can see a green button that says View Report. So when I click on View Report, it's going to give you, of course, this was a test account. They're only looking at cleaning their house. Let's go back. Let's get this other one here. This one's got a lot more products in it. Right. So now it's got the unfranchised cost and the BV for their entire list. Now, Andrew, do you want to talk about how this is possible that I'm, logged in for USA, but I've got actually Hong Kong listed?
Yes, great. Glad you brought that up. So some of us are open like in multiple markets or in multiple countries, whether it's US, Canada, the UK, Hong Kong, Australia, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia. Wherever, let's say if I've got a customer registered in Hong Kong, but I am a Canadian unfranchised owner. When I share that invitation to my customer in Hong Kong, they will receive the link to the Hong Kong home shopping list. So when they fill that out, I get the results in Hong Kong dollars. So it's responsive to each market. It's based on wherever that customer is registered in. And the same thing with teammates and UFOs. It's based on wherever that. If I've sponsored somebody in the United States and I sent him an invite to complete the home shopping list, he wouldn't be completing the Canadian home shopping list. He'd be completing the USA home shopping list, which makes sense. Yeah.
Unbelievable. A global enterprise at the speed of light, at your fingertips, to use tools like this. It's unbelievable what is available to all of us nowadays. Now, at the bottom of these screens, there's a nice little button here, is a print shopping list. Now, why might you want to print a shopping list, Cullen?
Well, anytime we print it, it's going to give us all the answers all at once. If we see it digitally, that's one way to look at it. But if you want to print it out, and to AC's point, if you want to kill a few more trees, we can do that. But it's one of the funniest things I heard on stage at leadership school. But it all depends. I mean, you could print and save. You could print save as a PDF and save it into your database too, like offline, so you can always have access to the people that have done it. So there's a few reasons you would print.
Yeah.
Why else would you print it?
Well, I was thinking, how many times that I've gone to do a follow-up in person and someone's internet is down, or I can't access the Wi-Fi, and I want to walk them through their results. So having maybe a printed copy, I can like literally leave it with them, highlight it, and talk about some products that they might want to, look into. It's just another tool, so some people aren't as tech savvy. They're a little bit uncertain of how to, log into this tool in front of a customer or prospect, and they don't want to feel embarrassed. So, it's just another opportunity. It doesn't mean you have to print it, but it's nice that you can print it. Right.
That's right.
Right.
I will still be, just so everybody knows, I'm always going to be carrying my hard copies with me when I'm meeting with people, especially in a group setting. Because in a group setting, you're meeting with, 8 people at a home business presentation, 8 different people, 8 different technology, Wi-Fi, cell, there's all kinds of little things that could be happening with technology, right? But on paper, we can get this thing done in 2 minutes. We can hammer it out. And when we meet with them, so let's say there's 4 different organizations at that home business presentation. Now, as the people who invited the guests follow up with them, for that customer to move into the digital online home shopping list, it's going to take another 2 minutes. It's that fast because it mirrors each other. So it's not something that someone's going, oh, I have to fill it out again. They're not going to care, because we want to customize moving forward. Right. Get them set up and customize moving forward. But if I'm meeting with Andrew and we're meeting for a cup of coffee, it's just him and I'm going to go digital, and I'm going to show him my app, because I want to show him through the app how cool the technology is and how it tracks it. And he clicks on it and says, yeah, see, look, it showed me you clicked on it. And he's going, oh, that is unbelievable. Your business tracks the whole thing. So you're showing people why it's exciting to be an unfranchised owner in the process, but I can help control that a little bit better. But I got the paper as backup if it's a one-on-one. That's what I would do.
And Cullen, if let's say you're doing the home business presentation and you brought 8 sheets, you're expecting 8 guests, but one of them brought a B level, or brought a referral, brought another guest, and now you've got a 9th person there. Well, great, you don't have to. Even if you run out of sheets, you can say, okay, not to worry. Since you're, we're going to treat you a little bit special. We're going to give you the digital version, so you can have 8 people fill out the paper and 1 person do the digital, but they all go through, they all go through the same experience.
And I love using both in a home business presentation environment where you've got multiple guests, maybe multiple organizations. Yeah, you want to maybe use the paper copy just to get their buy-in, to get them to understand at Create BV that they're doing it anyways. But when you follow up with those individuals, you can say, hey, remember that home shopping checklist? And you circled 32 items. We've got an online version that's going to calculate the amount of BV it actually is, so we don't have to guess. Right? You're probably guessing, looking at that presentation. Well, how much BV, do all those items actually cost? Do I need a price list? Do I need to go on shop.com and look them all up and then write them all down? No, if you do the online version, it's going to total it for you. So when we get back together, let's make sure we have that done so we can show you exactly how much BV your household is producing. And wouldn't you agree that most people are in the same socioeconomic environment? So if you're, getting 1,000 BV from your home shopping checklist, the likelihood of your neighbors, friends, and family also creating 500, 1,000, 1,500 BV is highly likely. So now when they're looking at filling up their banks with BV and soon IBV, it's tangible to them. It's no longer mysterious because we've given them the tool where they've written down physically. We've also then showed them specifically how much BV that they can transfer into their business. And now that you're doing it anyways is a really big light bulb that goes off, and they say, why wouldn't I do this? And why wouldn't I also introduce other people because they're doing the exact same thing, right? So all these tools are to support the growth of your business, making it simple and easy to duplicate.
Absolutely. Hey, quick shout out to Sally Parks, who has just sent it out to 2 people, while we were on here. I do want to address some questions that came up and make sure that, we're all, because there's a lot of stuff like when we dive into the details. First one is if somebody is not finding it in your unfranchised marketing app right now, just make sure to give it a refresh first. So that's, you go into the main page of your unfranchised marketing app, drag down, a little loading sign will come up, and then go down. It's under the quizzes and questionnaires section. So there's a lot of stuff there. Look for quizzes and questionnaires in bold. The first one is the home shopping list, and the icon looks like a shopping cart. So if you should be able to find it on there. Now, next question is, can you clear the form if they make a mistake? That's a great question, Ralph. You can click on go back. So once you're on the recommendations page, whether you are on unfranchise.com and doing it and completing it there, you can click on go back. It'll go back to the front page, the first page for you to make your edits. It won't delete everything. It won't clear it for you. It'll keep your selections there, but you can uncheck and check the boxes that you want. And if you are on the shop.com experience, that go back button is called view my selections. So it's just on the bottom of the page, and then it's on the far left called view my selections. That will give you they'll get them back to the first page again with the same experience. And Kim Rayner asks, does a customer see retail costs on their copy of the report? The answer is yes, they will see the retail price. They will not see the BV attached to the product.
And another great thing you can do is offer an incentive, right? Let's offer them maybe a coupon or a trial size piece or a sample for taking the home shopping list. People want to be, I say you got to give to get, right? So, hey, would you do me a favor? Check out this home shopping list, and I'll give you a sample for your efforts.
Right. And an anonymous attendee has just asked, are we able to turn off the MSRP, in case products that are expensive or much more costly, they don't want to scare them away. So this is where Cullen's point comes back. Well, at the moment, no, we cannot turn off the MSRP. But if that is something that, we're hearing a lot of people saying, hey, we don't want to show the MSRP, right in, let us know. But at the moment, it looks like it makes the most sense to keep the MSRP on there. But this is where the one-to-one marketing aspect comes into play. We get a copy of the results for a reason, folks, because it's not just about them completing the home shopping list and then going through it and deciding what products they want to buy from you. It's them going through the home shopping list, and I'd like to set up a Zoom session where we're checking it off together. They're sharing their screen, and then we're talking through it, and then I'm directing them, hey, click on view your recommendations. Now we go into the products, and then we say, okay, these at least I have a chance to explain each product to them and be able to make the connection. This is all about one-to-one marketing.
And I would add to that too, that those are awesome points. The other guys, when they fill out the home shopping list, even in person, so whether it's online or it's in person on paper, either way, I'm immediately going right to health and nutrition for me. Okay. Now that's my focus. That's what I know. They're going to have a more of a life-changing result over my Snap laundry detergent, oddly enough. But I've never had anybody come back to me like a week or two later and say, oh my gosh, that shampoo changed my life forever. And I want to send you 10 referrals tomorrow. Now, it's great It's great. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to direct it towards something that I know we can get a fast impact. Now, maybe that's 10 years younger if we're going into the, motives, or maybe there's a skincare with the Lumiere de Vie, needle-free serum, but something that's an instant impact for somebody to say, that worked, that's hot, what's next? And so you want to be the one directing that to then focus on the product that is going to deliver on what that person really needs at this point in their life. And so that may flowing into where they check off a whole bunch of supplements, and I may pull out a health survey after that. What does that take? Another 2 minutes to fill it out? Now I'm going to drill down on their nutrition. Now I got both of them working in combination, and I showed them that I was willing to listen to them, learn about them, and love on them, the 3 L's, right? And that's what turns it into a lasting customer. We got to get to their why, but you're going to sit down and say, why you want to tell me your why? Like, they don't know what that means. We just got to have conversations and use the tools to learn about people. That's how we identify what they would be interested in most, guys. That's what we're looking for.
Excellent point, and it's a great point, a great moment to bring up. Hey, OPC and curcumin might be a great combination.
The 1-2 punch, baby. Let's go. The 1-2 punch. I had like 4 texts today from people on the team. I just got one when we're on here today. Somebody circling somebody on one of their new UFOs on the leaderboard for the 1-2 punch. And I'm like, yeah, high five on that, man. Everybody can get in the game with the 1-2 punch. That's what's awesome. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran or a brand new person, even brand new people, get your name in the drawing based on how many units you're getting out there. And again, it's about leading with your heart first and foremost.
Love it. All right. Shall we jump into a quick thing about who's taking the home shopping list, and what's the reason for why do we need to take the home shopping list, or why do they need to take the home shopping list? So starting us off, let's talk about personal. So personally using the home shopping list. So Jason, why do you think it's important for us to personally use it?
Well, the most important thing is that you're in business for yourself, not by yourself, certainly, but you want to learn how to convert your spending into earning. And I know a lot of times we think that we know all the products and we think we're doing a great job, but even the veterans and being in the business for a long time, sometimes it's good to do a good checkup, right? Just go back in, do it, and say, oh, you know what? I forgot about that product, or you know what? I haven't been using that product, or it hasn't been on my auto ship, and it totally slipped my mind. And that's something that I want to get back in the regimen. So, that's the first thing that we do in this business, is that we become a product of the product, right? We've got to be our own best customer. And that's why it's part of the Convert Your Spending into Earning and the Master UFO program.
Excellent. Cullen, why do you think it's important for people to personally use the home shopping list?
Speed of the group, speed of the leader. You're either going to be the leader and you're going to lead, and you're going to be the one who does it first. So then that way it's easy to teach other people what we're doing. You never can ask people to do stuff. People can see right through people. It's like somebody coming up to us at an event, or I want to be on stage. I want to tell everybody else. I think I'd be an amazing speaker. You probably would be. However, you need to go do the work first. And then what they call ETR, you need to earn the right to then be on the stage. See, because if you haven't lived it, then we've heard about it, or we've read it in a magazine, anyway, bottom line is be the leader, go first.
Got it. Okay. Well, I will say it's important to personally do the home shopping list, because you'll never know what you may have missed out on it, or especially if you're brand new in the business, it's important to go through it, so it gives you a way to discover new products that you can absolutely fall in love with, because we have so many great products. So let's move on to the next one, business partners. Why it's important to for business partners to take the home shopping list? Jason?
Well, one of the things is, it's the first step in retailing, is being the product of the product. I'll say that again. And in many cases, I find that people that have challenges with retail are not the best product users themselves. So this is an eye opener for them to say, okay, I've got to be honest with myself. Am I using my own products, or am I running to the grocery store or online and using a competitive product? Right. This is all about us creating a collective buying power, but really, we can't be expecting our customers to purchase our products if we're not using them ourselves. And the home shopping list is a great way for you as a leader to also identify who's serious about their business.
Awesome. Cullen?
What we give energy to is going to expand, positive or negative. So we have to focus. All our products are priced competitive in the marketplace to sell at the suggested retail. That's what it is. Now, if somebody says, well, I wish our products were a little bit less money, then yeah, we can go with way cheaper ingredients and we can make cheaper products if that's what everybody wants. You know, you think that's the sweet spot in the marketplace, but we're a huge fan of best in class products, best in class services. So that's what we go after in the majority of our products. But the bottom line is, again, people are way underutilizing the products. To Jason's point, I couldn't agree with them more. We see the reports. We know what people are doing. And in many cases, people stick right to what their wheelhouse is, something they're excited about, which is great, entry level. But at some point, if you're going to make the 2 to 3 year plan work, you're going to make it to the large pin level on franchise level with the company, you're going to go all in. You're going to say, I'm committing to the whole thing, because Sam Walton, a creator of Walmart, never shopped at Target, I'm sure. So there you have it.
Great. And I think Kevin Buckman did a great job outlining points of distribution through at Leadership School. And if you think about, if your household is only using 50 BV and all of your partners are only using 50 BV, it's going to take a lot of outlets to create the kind of income and generate what you're looking for. But when you can convert, you saw the price, the results, when you see the recommendations and it's 300, 400, 500, 800, 1,000 BV, well, guess what? The team is going to win the game, right? What's good for one is good for all, and what's good for all is good for one.
I love it. My take on why it's important for business partners to take it, and why we even have this feature, in our home shopping list, is because it is the senior partner's responsibility to walk through the home shopping list with the new business owner. When a new unfranchised owner comes on, they don't know, for the most part, if they're not an existing customer, they don't know about all of the products that we have, and it is the senior partner's responsibility to go through it with them and make sure that we're using this to help them get set up properly. It's a great tool for us to also say, all right, let's get you set up on your unfranchised auto ship based off of your home shopping list. These are the items that we can add in this month. Next month, let's come back and let's move some of those items around and add a few more. So great tool for us to all take advantage of as we continue to grow and to build our teams. Okay, next, let's talk about preferred customers. Why is it important for preferred customers to take the home shopping list? How would you use it with a preferred customer? Shall we start with you, Jason?
I actually did this yesterday. I've got an incredible TLS customer that I've been working with for years. She has had tremendous results. She's actually led to some other referrals and programs. So she's been really in tune with our health and nutrition products and the TLS products. And I have given her a catalog. I've sent her a catalog. I have sent her some information, but I had her do me a favor and do the home shopping list. And she I didn't realize you had all these other great products. I said, which one would you like to try next? It's on me. I'd like to give you a coupon. You've been such a loyal customer. And it opened up her mind to realize, like, the catalog me giving to her wasn't enough. But when she used the checklist, she realized, like, I am a user of this product. A catalog was like, oh, it's nice, let me flip through the pages. But the checklist made her realize and make the connection that, yeah, I am buying these products somewhere. So why not from Jason? Because he's been such a great shop consultant for over these years. And all the products have been incredible. So why wouldn't these be?
Great. Cullen?
It is the number one, not 2, not 3, not 4, number 1 missing link with most unfranchised owners. You have a satisfied customer. They love the product you started them on, wherever you led them initially, but not always the best at the follow-up and follow through. And that's why having this filled out gives you a great reason to follow back up with them to ensure it. Just like Jason's saying, all of us reaching out to our customers, and especially satisfied customers at this point, getting them to lead to some other people. Hey, do you know a few other people that I could bless with my products as well? Experiences similar results that you're having as well. I just ask them to fill out a home shopping list, and they'd say, oh, I got a few people. By the way, how about I give you a coupon code if you lead me to a few customers? There's all kinds of just little things we should be doing, again, to incentivize what's in it for them. What's in it for me is what the customers are. And if there's something in it for them, hey, you want to get the products at a lower price point, I would love to give that, but how about we get a few more people to fill out the survey, the quiz, and that's where you're going to go.
Awesome. Well, for me, I've got two ways that I can use the home shopping list on preferred customers. The first one is you guys ever come across, if you're out there showing the plan, you realize not everybody is ready to build the business with you, and not everybody will want to is ready to even send you a referral or lead you to somebody. But once in a while, you also come across people, as long as you're out there showing the business, you also come across people that say, hey, this isn't for me, but I'd like to support you. How can I support you? A great place to start is say, well, I've got a lot of products that I, service people with. Why don't you fill out this home shopping list? And then let's go through it together to identify one or two products that you can start off on. So a great way to get people that want to support you and get the conversation going instead of just throwing a product out without asking. Then the second, way I'd use the home shopping list is for customers that have, like Cullen, you mentioned, customers that are already reordering from you, or people that are existing customers that love the product. And Jason, you mentioned this as well. You look for, when you go to manage customers, look for which customers do you have on auto ship. Usually they have one or two products on auto ship only. Like for me, at least, they usually have one or two products on auto ship, but we have hundreds of other products that they don't know about yet. They already love your one or two products. I'd reach out to them and say, hey, I'll give you a 10% coupon off for your next order if you can help me complete this home shopping list, and if we can meet up to discuss some of the items that we might be able to help support your existing products that you're using. So you're building share of customer with this tool as well. Okay, so that's for preferred customers. Cullen, yes, you got something to add?
I'm great.
Okay,
I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah, because we're coming in your wheelhouse right now, business prospects. So we got prospective customers, and now we're talking about business prospects. How would you use the home shopping list, and why it's important for business prospects to use the home shopping list? Jason, we'll start with you. So Cullen, simmer down a little bit.
Why does Jason always get to go first? I mean, seriously, he takes all the best answers, and then I'm trying to figure out where there's a gap. Like, you make me think harder. It's his turn to think harder.
Like go for it, Cullen.
So funny. This is like,
okay, Jason, you can pass it. You can pass if you want, but through the rules of rotation, you have the right of passage, but you can pass if you want.
Yeah, well, I did talk about it a little early, but I want to hear what Cullen has to say. I'm gonna let Cullen talk.
Okay.
No, hey, all I was gonna say is it's very simple. We have to show people they're doing the business anyways, just not getting paid for it. And that's, it doesn't have to be anything bigger than that. We have one rule in business and as entrepreneurs, and that is be profitable. And so all of this giving products away for free and all that, I get it, because we all have a beautiful heart. I love you. However, at the end of the day, free has no value, and you will go out of business very, very quickly. Most traditional business owners have tens of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million invested. They are going to market like crazy to people. They're going to build relationships. It's going to network out in the community. They're going to do chamber of commerce. You're no different. We're no different. All of us are no different. And we got the tools in the toolbox. Now we have to use it. We have to expose it, get the word out, and adhere to JR's number one rule. which is, and if you can't tell, we always adhere to this, as you can tell in even our little group. You get a little piece of what goes on behind the scenes with all of us working, but it really, it's not work because it's fun. It has to be fun. So are you having fun? That's what I would say.
Right. Hey, Cullen, can you share with everybody how you're using this at HBPs?
Yeah, at the HBPs, you guys, we get to step 2, to Jason's point earlier, we get to step 2 and it's creating BV and IBV, but what we're really creating is customers. We have to have customers. So we're creating customers that generate BV and IBV, which generate what? Retail profit. That's essential to be successful in business right out of the gate. So even if somebody's not activated yet, I know they're profitable and their business isn't costing them a dime. That is what we have to get people doing. Well, as prospects sitting at the house, we want them to quickly identify products they're using anyways. We put 2 minutes on the clock. We pass out the shopping list at that point, by the way, not early, because I don't want them distracted during our session, but it breaks up the flow from a just presentation standpoint into an exercise. See, people learn by doing, no different than us. That's why leadership school is hot, hot, hot. So you get them doing it. They check off all the boxes. We say, who has the most? Who has more than 5? Who has more than 10? They all start raising their hand. And then we give away some prizes. And usually you give away some packets. So then you say, hey, turn up, turn down. You can have the trial size marketing packets available. Crack some jokes with it. Have some fun. If you're like a great audience, and I'm just like, so we can have turn down, and this is for people that, how many of you would like to sleep a little bit better at night? Maybe just calm down a little bit. You're going to love our turn down. Now, ma'am, you won tonight. You had 72 products checked off. It was absolutely amazing. Or you can pick turn up. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is could be a sexual product. Now, it's not. I don't mean to disappoint you. However, we do have a product for that, just so you know. But this one's turn up. This is about energy. We want to feel great. They got that lull in the afternoon. But see, the whole room is in stitches just because we're having a little bit of fun with everybody with our products. You give away some free samples, high five everybody, and then we move on with the presentation. But before we move on, we say, how about you pick 2? How about you pick 2? Oh, actually, why don't you order all 70? And then I look to the guy next to her, who's like the young guy, like 21. And I'm like, that's why you checked off 10, wasn't it? You were like, I knew they were going to make me order everything right now. But when you say it out loud, you guys, the whole room, all the UFOs are the guests are in stitches. They're like, what are they thinking? Would I bring a friend of mine back to this? Was there pressure here tonight? Was there like tension in the room that you could cut with a knife? Because it's, let me tell you about our professional unfranchised business, and we're so business oriented. They're saying, no, I had a great time. Matter of fact, why don't you come to my house? Because that's what you want at the end of the night, by the way. At the end of the night, who wants me to come to your house? Who's the promoter in the room? Great energy. He or she is like a hoot, like not afraid to raise their hand and participate. I'm going to their house next. And all the people a little slower in their trust process, they would come to that next person's house and even bring a guest, but they're not willing to host yet. Okay.
Right.
This is the ABC pattern.
I love that. Love that. You're working in the ABC pattern. You're getting the trial run going, right at step 2. And that you're counting all of them up, and then giving the person that selected the most, you're giving them a prize. I thought that was really smart, really cool way to have fun with it. So because of that suggestion, one of the enhancements that we've requested, which will be coming out in the next phase, is when we complete the online home shopping list, when we click on view my recommendations and go to at page 2, it'll show you how many selections they made on page 1. So you don't have to take 2 minutes for everybody to count it out. So thanks for that, Cullen. Let's go to you, Jason. Business prospects. How would you use this on business prospects?
Well, just like Cullen said, at Create BV, you're showing them, you're demonstrating that they're already using it. But I like to take the step further, and when you have the actual amount of BV, it makes the business plan and our compensation plan tangible, right? They're trying to figure out, what does this BV represent to me? They're thinking in dollars and cents. They don't know what it really means to get 1,200 BV on the left and 1,200 on the right. But when they see that they themselves are using 600 BV in their household, and you say, okay, you've got 3 partners on the left, well, 6 times 600 times 3, that's 1,800 BV. Now they're saying, wow, that's simple. I can do this.
like that.
you know, people I know can do this and get a realistic way that they can get paid on this versus, you know, yeah, 1,200 BV left and right sounds good, but what does that really mean? $300 sounds good, but is it realistic, or is this just the smoke and mirrors? But when you have something tangible like that in their hands, then it's going to open up so many more doors.
Right. I love that, Jason. I'm going to use that now. And I'm my methodology on this, you know, is a little bit like yours, but I like yours better. So I'm taking it if I
All
could.
yours.
The other way I use it is I would use it with a business prospect. Is we all know when we launch a new partner, it's not just about them, you know, sponsoring other people, but it's also about them generating a customer base and building a customer base. So after getting them to check off all of, you know, the items that they're using, and then, you know, we talk through the recommendations, I'd go back to the first page and say, now, do you know 10 to 15 people who are using these items that you've checked off as well? And if they nod their head, great, you've got your customer base. So, you know, it gives them, again, like just like what you said, it shows them a clear path on, you know, what I just said is on how they can get customers. What you just said is on how their commissions will be coming in, you know. So I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Jason. Thanks so much, Cullen. That's all I've got on my list of items that, you know, to hit tonight. Do you guys want to take a couple minutes to actually, we are right on the dot right now, but any closing remarks from you, Jason?
I think, you know, all the tools and everything that we do is to help build belief, right? Build belief in our products, build belief in our business, and build belief in the entire system. And I think that's what this tool specifically does.
Wonderful.
And one point I would bring up is, and one thing I say at every home business presentation, I showed two two-on-one plans today as well. Successful people especially, but even people who've never owned their own traditional business. I think it's important to bring the wall down a little bit by saying, when we leverage the home shopping list and you see you're doing the business anyway, see this whole town, and let's say it's a small town, the whole town's going to be our customer, but we're only looking for a few select that want to be the entrepreneurs and become franchise owners with us. And when you drop that, then it's just like, oh, well, that sounds amazing, because nobody wants to ever feel like, and nor would we ever just try to go into a town and sign everybody up. As we know, it's trial run, you know, evaluation, trial run, no decision close. That's what we do, but you have to live that out. You have to speak it out. And a lot of times new people think, yeah, I hear what Cullen's saying, but I really want them in, don't I? And I'm like, not if they're not going to do anything. Just keep them a customer. It's free. We even have customers that have referred to 10 or 15, 20 customers, but they're not in the business, but they're happy. And they will continue to refer to people, but they have no interest in building the business. And it has nothing to do with Market America. They don't want to be an entrepreneur, and it's okay, you guys. So I think it's important to kind of drop around that a little bit. And then they're saying, well, I want to learn more about this. That's why you guys see it 3 times, you know, and you do the whole thing. So anyways, I think that's a great seed to plant around the home shopping list. And now they're doing it anyway. So we'll keep planting seeds that the business could be great for them. That's what you're doing. Always planting seeds with it, but let the chips fall where they may. Okay. Or let the seed grow where it's planted.
I love it. And, you know, I would just close off by saying, you know, again, we are one-to-one marketing company. Now we have an online tool. It expands our horizon, but don't mistake in that for, you know, hey, go out and email this to all of your friends, or you know, to email this to cold prospects right away. That will not work. It comes, you know, we can have the greatest tools in the world. We can have the greatest technology in the world. But when you take the tools and technology and when you combine it with the power that we have here with all of you, the ability to be important to someone, the ability to be remembered, we have the power to change the world with our products, with our business, with our programs. So let's do it one starfish at a time, and let's change the world, folks. Have a great night. Thank you, guys. Thank you both for hopping on, and thanks all of you for tuning in with us tonight. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.